Oh, Twilight, dear, you simply cannot wear that to the gala. You'll only embarrass yourself.
Twilight Sparkle honked and beeped angrily at her friend Rarity, who was busy trying to retake her measurements.
I'm sorry, but the harsh reality is that you put on a few 1,000 pounds. And while it may be incredibly last minute, I cannot allow you to go to the Grand Galloping Gala dressed in that thing.
Rarity said in a disgusted tone. Of course she wasn't just being a massive bitch. Twilight Sparkle was wearing a giant purple tarp that covered her entire body.
Now, if we're going to get accurate measurements, I'm going to have to remove your tarp,
Rarity said, grabbing the corner of the tarp. Twilight became incredibly bashful, turning her wheels to express her discomfort.
Oh, hon, I know you're sensitive about your body, but trust me, you make being a giant purple rectangle look good.
Twilight replied, finally working up the courage to speak intelligibly.
Please don't be difficult. The gala is in 4 hours and I can't have you looking so atrocious.
Twilight finally gave in, releasing a massive spurt of water from her hose to fling the purple tarp off of her body. Rarity looked on in awe. What she said before was not just her bullshitting like she usually did. Twilight looked about as beautiful as a purple rectangle could. Her dazzling purple paint shone brightly in the light of the boutique, only accented by the adorable perky fire hose that stretched out of her body, twisting in various fabric coils. The ladder on top of her was akin to a ladder used by gods, its pink rungs adding to Twilight's girlish charm. Her sexy little muffler was modestly tucked away underneath her, letting the boys know that she was available, but they'd have to try damn hard to get a piece. But it was those beautiful black wheels that pulled the whole thing together. So perfect, immaculate, and ensuring lots of traction. The Firestone logo was a symbol of pure quality, and Rarity got all hot and bothered just by looking at them. She turned away to hide her blush from Twilight, pretending to look through the various fabrics and sewing supplies. Twilight honked impatiently.
Fine, I'm hurrying. You don't have to shout.
Rarity hustled on over, measuring Twilight's tires, her windshield, and her various areas that could not be measured through the tarp. Finally, Rarity was finished, and she and Twilight walked/drove over to the train station. Rarity would have to settle for finishing the dress on the train. Of course, once they reached the train, they found another problem, namely just how the hell they were going to fit a fire truck inside the train cart. Twilight said, so they tied her to the back of the train, as was her suggestion, and she shifted into neutral.
2 hours later.
They were finally there, at the Grand Galloping Gala, where all the snooty douchebags gathered to wave their money at the poor ponies. The ponies were so excited that they started singing about all the cool shit that was totally going to go down. Fluttershy sang about bestiality. Rarity sang about a gay guy. Applejack sang about how poor she really was. Pinkie Pie sang about how annoying she really is. And Rainbow Dash sang about how she is the #original gangsta. Finally, it was time for Twilight to sing, and sing she did. After Twilight finished her verse, all the other ponies clapped and cried, moved by her beautiful voice. Afterwards, the 5 ponies and their fire truck mates split up. The others all did stupid shit that you've already seen in that episode, so just go fuck yourself. Twilight, however, was having a pretty fucking shitty time driving up the stairs to Celestia's shake the hands with the rich cunt face platform. Celestia didn't care though. She's a cunt like that. Twilight screamed at her mentor, trying to get her assistance.
Would you stop hollering at me? Luna, damn it.
Celestia replied. Twilight responded by pulling out her high-pressure fire hose and blasting Celestia right in the face. Celestia growled and teleported right up in Twilight's grill. And no, not the metaphorical gangster grill, her actual grill. Celestia was now stuck in the middle of Twilight's grill, partially fused with it. Twilight panicked and backed up as fast as she could, crushing every single pony behind her. The blood caused her fire truck form to slide even faster down the stone steps. A couple of loose cannon cops who don't play by the rules tried to arrest her, but she's a damn fire truck, so ordinary handcuffs don't work on her. The poor deer was so terrified that she drove headfirst into a glass door, sending shards shooting into the skulls of the pony partygoers, especially Fancy Pants, who would certainly never tap dance again. Twilight drove in manic circles, beating the shit out of Celestia every time she crashed into something. She cried as she collided into both a table and Prince Blueblood. Suddenly, Fluttershy burst through the doors, a horde of animals leading the way.
You're going to love!
She said, stopping her stupid screaming the second she saw the horrifying carnage in front of her. She hadn't any time to react, and Twilight clipped her from the side, knocking her head off and sent it flying into the punch bowl. Rarity, of course, knew what the problem was. She'd forgotten to give Twilight her dress, and it drove her into a murderous rampage. So, Rarity threw a dress at Twilight, where it caught on her ladder, and Twilight immediately stopped.
I did it!
Rarity cried, but in reality she had done jack shit, and Twilight had just run out of gas. Discord later took over because two of the elements were now dead. The end.